Hello, everyone. I'm Victoria Arnstein. Welcome to Wife's a Bitch podcast. And my guest here today and co-host riding with me is Talia Reese. Everybody give it up. Fellow stand-up comedian.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for having me,
Thanks
Victoria.
for being here. You look really good.
Studio.
You look
Thank
refreshed.
You. Refreshed.
Came in from Long Island.
All the way from Long Island, baby, to see your posh new studio. Nice sign.
Thank you. Thank you.
You look great. Nice lights. I better look good.
So just up top, I wrote a book called Impress Yourself. It's right here on the table. And I also have merch on my website called wifesabitch.com. And you guys have written into my website and you had questions about relationships that we're going to answer called Ask a Bitch. It's a segment on this show, podcast. And we're going to do that like 15 minutes towards the end.
You're presuming I'm a bitch already. Wow.
I think you have answers, Talia. I think you have some experience.
I'm pretty black and white.
Yeah, you've been a wife twice.
Yes.
You've been a bitch twice.
Well,
you've always been a bitch. But how about
I don't count the first marriage. That was like playing house.
Right. It's like being engaged when you don't have kids.
You know what it is? It's like, growing up somewhat observant. Like, if I hadn't been religious, it would have just been a guy I lived with for a year. But, in our community, you don't really do that. So I'm like, well, I want to have sex with this person. I guess we'll just get married.
Right. So you were a virgin till you got married?
In that sense, yes. Correct.
I was. I made that dumb move.
Yes. I was a virgin both times.
Okay.
It worked out nicely.
I'll tell you, some people don't sleep. They don't sleep with the second husband before they get married.
No, I did that too.
My mother did too.
Yeah,
and that's how she got him.
No, I don't know. My husband was really annoyed about it, but I was.
Oh, he was?
I was under the influence of a rabbi at the time, who told me. Because my husband now is religious.
And he wasn't when you met him?
No, I'm sorry. He was always religious, yes.
So he was from?
He was from
Orthodox?
But he's not gay, so he wanted to have premarital sex.
Right.
I feel like a lot of guys hide behind that. No, we can't.
Oh, really?
Any guy that says, no, we can't till we get married.
Oh, my God. My husband's gay?
I think so. I think he might be gay. I mean,
he actually waited.
Show him if he is to a point.
I didn't know about this theory.
That's my little theory.
Okay.
But this rabbi was like, you're going to ruin everything. I'm like, but he knows I was married before. He's like, no, you can't do it. You have to wait till the wedding. And so I would tell my husband every time he would try when we were dating, I said, no, my rabbi says I can't.
That's a good one.
Is that a great line?
Yeah, because it's a good strategy, ladies out there. I have news for you. It is a very good strategy.
But it's not even like my dad. It's not even like my parent. It's like my rabbi.
No, I know. That's a great one because now you don't have to, you could just lay it on the rabbi.
So I don't even get my parents involved.
That was great because let me tell you something. There is
something,
there's some validity to that. When you have a strategy and you don't just go to bed with them, first of all, you get to know who they are. And they get to know who you are.
Right.
Without that, I wasn't a nun. All right, let's just get that straight.
Yeah.
But I was, and, I didn't do anything crazy. I just was, he waited. He waited. He was like, wow. He didn't believe me till the wedding night.
Well,
anyway.
how long were you engaged for?
We were engaged for 2 months. But we,
we
got engaged 11 months in.
Oh.
So it was less than a year that we got engaged.
Okay.
And then 2 months later, we got married to the day that we met.
Oh, that's very cute.
It wasn't on purpose. It just happened that way. Yeah.
I'm like, wow, nice planning.
We only broke up for 1 week. He's younger than I am. He's 7 years younger than I am. 6.5 years younger than I am. So he was only 21 when I met him. He was 21 that week.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
was he mature?
Yeah, he was very mature. He went around the world twice. Like he was. Listen, he had no money when I met him, but he had the drive. And I have this kind of superpower where I know if you're going to make it or not. And there's something about that. I have that.
Am I going to make it?
I think you already did.
Oh,
you're on my podcast. No, I'm
sweet.
kidding.
Woo! There you go.
You made it to Wife's a Bitch podcast on it. So, I knew he had that it factor because he said, I would rather die than be poor. And I was like, that's it for me.
You know what?
That's all. That's all I need.
You know what? I think we just nailed down 2 hot lines.
What's that? I'd rather be dead than poor.
What did he say? I'd rather be dead than poor.
Yes.
So you know this guy's ambitious. That's a good line to get a girl. And then the girl who wants to save herself for marriage says, no, my rabbi says I can't.
Right. Those two strategies.
We already, in the first 5
minutes. And it wasn't
minutes,
on purpose. Yeah. On either point. And he didn't do that on purpose. He just said it.
Right. And neither did I. It was literally the truth. However, we can recommend these strategies now.
Wife's a bitch.
It
That's
works.
how you get 'em. Yeah. If you're dating and on the fence and you have no idea how to date, that's 2 things right there.
2 things.
2 bonuses.
All you had to do was listen for 5
That's it.
minutes.
That's right. That's
that
all you had to
amazing?
do was listen to for 5 minutes.
And you could be set for life.
Yeah, I mean, everyone listens to Joe Rogan for 3 hours.
And you don't get this kind of nuggets.
No, you don't. Joe Rogan doesn't give this. You listening, Joe?
You'll learn how to
he's
get
listening.
to outer space.
Yeah,
but-
Joe's listening.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, he's got to, suss out the competition.
So I saw your clips online, which I think this is a really good way. We're also New Yorkers, and we're both comedians. We were bound to run into each other at some point.
Yes,
But I ran into you at a club, and I went right over to you. I don't waste time, guys.
You really don't.
I don't waste time. I just go right over to the person if I want to talk to them directly. And I did because I saw your clips online, which I think every comedian should be putting up a clip or 2 of themselves online because they could go viral. I had some things go viral. And my mother actually sent me clips of you after I got to know you.
Really?
After I got to know you, which is funny. I love when my family sends me clips of people that I know.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, that's funny.
And I'm like, yeah, I know her. She's been on my show or whatever. You know what it is? And
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that we already got to know each other before that because we have very similar backgrounds and we really get along. We talk on the phone like for hours sometimes. Like we just
right?
keep going.
Yeah.
Like I think that this podcast might even go over an hour, but it's like one of those things that just flows. You know what I mean? Because we're both for each other, and that's very rare to see with 2 females. I think,
Yeah.
especially in competition with comedians.
Well,
which
it's
I don't
funny.
have.
I was just talking
anybody.
about that with
Really?
another female comedian, mutual friend of ours, about how we are rooting for each other and we get a kick out of each other. And you don't see that. Like you see a lot of these bro podcasts and
Yeah.
the men lifting each
They
other up.
lift each other up
Yeah,
like
and
crazy.
we're like, we need to do more of that because
Yep.
we know who we like. But for some reason, I don't know, I guess it's harder for women to like spend all that time together, coordinate.
It's harder for women to make it in this business. And
Well, that
so
too.
that's why you usually see a flyer, a comedy flyer, it's 1 female on it.
Right.
It's rare, for a woman to make it in this already and to have, a really good comic be on the show. So that's why it
So it
becomes a
forces
competition.
women into
To being
fosters
competitive.
The more competition.
Right.
I see.
Right. So it's not on purpose. And also by nature, I think females have that. It's like I don't know if it happened with primates. Like if you look at a lion's den, I mean, there's a lot more females. There are a lot more females in the world, personally.
Yes.
Anyway, it's not in China, but, wherever. And the ratio is that the male is, he's got this harem.
Got to compete for the man.
You got to compete.
So it's in a woman's DNA to
Right.
just be
Right.
competing with
Yeah.
other women, even if it's not for a man.
Yeah,
Just
but
to be competing.
Yeah, and the way I see it is, and it's a natural feeling. Even mother and daughter have it. Mother has
I
it
don't know.
because it's a natural one, not a
Competing
bad
with
one.
each other?
It's not. It's a natural competition. It's actually really good to keep the human race going because it's a father and son too. It's the mother has this kind of sort of envy that their daughter has youth. And they have a whole life ahead of them. And then there's the daughter, has this kind of envy that the mother has experience and she's already made it. You know what I mean? So
Interesting. I mean,
and
I call it
wisdom.
more of an appreciation than
I guess you could call it that, but
oh
it
gosh,
is.
I'd hate to think.
No. It's a natural one though. It's not malicious. There's nothing
Okay.
malicious intent behind it.
Right,
It's a
okay.
natural feeling. It's not something. It's to actually procreate. It's actually to get further in life. You know what I mean? Because
Interesting.
is a bond that goes
You
on.
reading all these biology books, Victoria?
Yeah, I mean, I've hung
You're
around
teaching
a
me
lot of
lot
smart.
today.
I've hung around a lot of smart people. My stepfather's a brilliant man. He knows 9 languages. He's 100 years old now.
Oh my goodness!
And I lived
Wow.
with him for 7 years, and he was brilliant. And he taught me that. And he was a very big observer and very successful man.
Oh, that's nice.
Shout out to Albert Nasser.
It's nice to have
And,
exposure. And
Yeah, so
people
I
like
learned
that.
a lot from him. I went to that kind of school where I was always, talking to him. And I got to know like worldly things because he was so worldly. International man, very, very good businessman. And I really saw the validity to that. And I really believe that, but not in a malicious way. So sometimes it does get to be off balance. Mother and daughter, they fight, there's a
Yeah.
lot of bickering, whatever. But as far as the ratio goes, women to men, there are more women in my Syrian community where I'm from. It's harder.
Just more women in
and
general.
who takes the
Okay.
men? Who takes the men in the end? The Asian women. Thank you.
Really?
What are you doing with our men? We have 5 guys. Do you have to take one of them?
The Syrians, they're marrying Asian
No, but
women?
you know what I mean. Jewish men.
Right.
They tend to go for the Asians because they think they're subservient. But once they're American,
I think if you're a
not.
if you're a Jewish mom and you have sons, and you care about them marrying Jewish girls, you have a very big responsibility. Like I'm the mother of daughters.
Right.
And of course I want them to marry Jewish boys, but if they didn't, it's not as big a deal as losing
right.
a boy.
And I think that's what I told you when I met you. Like you didn't even know who I was yet. And
you were plotting over your son.
Because I knew you were an Orthodox Jew.
Okay.
And I knew that
I'd
maybe
feel your pain.
You'd feel my pain. I knew there was going to be some empathy there. And also I wanted to like kind of
I felt so bad for you.
I know. It was like one of the first things I told you. I'm an open
You're
book.
like, my son's dating a shiksa and I can't break them up.
Yeah.
But you did. Or they did. They did break up, right?
I mean, well, I think he's just so nice. He can't break up, but he can't also not break up. Like he's.
But you said they are broken up now.
Yes, of
right?
course, because it's not going to happen. But
was it because of you? Were you like? Did you and your husband have a hand in it? Or did it happen on its own?
Yes, it definitely because we had a hand. in it.
Well.
Now it's not. People might think that's prejudice, but let me tell you something. First of all, 2 things. Okay, as a mother, as a Jewish mother, I also went through that pitfall of dating guys that weren't Jewish. And let me tell you something. It was brought to my attention by my stepbrother, like, your kids will suffer. It's not my son anymore that I care about that's going to suffer because he's already, if he makes that choice, but it's his kids that if they meet a Jew and they can't marry them, that's a problem. And why would you want to put them through that? He's like, well, they won't marry Syrian and maybe they'll convert. I said, well, there's too many maybes.
Oh, because you're saying then the kids are half and half.
Right, and in the Syrian community, that's not accepted.
Right.
So whether you like the rule or not, that's what it is. And I'm not the only gatekeeper they have to get through. I have a mother. I have a mother-in-law. I have, and the kids might not be able to play with their cousins that are also more religious, and that there becomes friction in the family.
Right.
So the dynamic changes, and also I will say that marriage is hard enough. Do you really want to get into the whole weeds of not having the same, at least culture,
same
at least
values,
at least the same religion? Something has to be, as it is. I'm married to an Ashkenazi Jew. I'm a Syrian
That's
Jew.
right.
I'm a Middle Eastern Jew. I'm married to an Ashkenazi. That's already a mixed marriage. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, in a lot of ways it is.
It's a lot of culture.
I mean, you have the same basic values.
Yeah.
But in the weeds of the cultural things.
Yeah. Yeah,
your food is different.
Yeah, I mean, that
the language is a little. His parents might speak.
Right.
Arabic.
I didn't know Yiddish. My mother-in-law met me the first day.
Right, you're the Arabic.
And she's like, "Do you even know?
Right.
Are you even Jewish?" I'm like, "Am I Jewish?"
Right.
I'm like, Sephardic people are very Jewish, but we come off as Arabs. I mean, my husband goes to a Sephardic shul, a synagogue, a temple,
right?
And he's like, "Is this a mosque?" Because
wow.
It sounds like the cantor. But you guys have opera, like the Ashkenazis have opera. Yeah. So you're half.
Yeah, I'm one of those halvesies you're talking about.
You're a half. I'm not. My kids are.
Yeah. I'm like your kids.
Right,
I have my father is Bukharian, but
Persian,
Bukharian, Sephardic. Like his great grandfather was from Afghanistan.
Right.
So he's from Israel via Uzbekistan.
Right.
Bukhara was part of Russia. Maybe it still is. I think it's Samarkand now. Something like that. There's a whole...
Not good with geography.
There's a whole new slew of Jews that call themselves Bukharian Jews.
Oh.
But they're the post-communist Russia. They're very Russian. They left Russia because of communism.
Right.
The older generation, my father, my grandparents... Well, not my father, really my grandparents, the Uzbek Bukharians... who came originally from Afghanistan, they left because of pogroms. They got to Israel. Their language is a mixture. Like their Bukharian is like there's some like Arabic in there, some Farsi, some Hebrew, but it's not Russian at all.
Oh,
so that's the difference. That people think of Bukharians as like really like dark Russians, but not in my family.
I know it's hard to believe, but we're in a serious conversation that we're funny, but we really are.
Yeah,
We
I
auction.
know.
We
I
are-
don't know
we
why
are
I'm
funny.
going on about this.
No, it's fine. I
really, I'm always so
No, it's a history
fascinated by it.
lesson.
Because look at me. I tell all this to people and they're just like, but you present as Ashkenaz. You present as, and then I'll tell
Well,
them,
you're married to an Ashkenaz.
I'm married to an Ashkenaz.
Also, that's also heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, he's like hardcore. Like his mother was a child Holocaust survivor.
Oh, there
like
you
that's
go.
how
Yeah,
Ashkenaz.
yeah.
My mother's side there comes from.
From
She comes from
Canada.
Holocaust survivors, and my father's side comes from like crazy Middle Eastern pogrom crap, and then Israel.
Right.
So, but my dad's very light skinned, so together,
Oh, I see.
you would never be able to tell that one is Sephardic
Right.
and one is Ashkenaz until
I don't
my.
look Sephardic.
No, actually, yeah, I was
know.
very
Well, my husband's
surprised.
dark.
I was so confused because Arnstein, I kept thinking you were Ashkenaz and married a Syrian guy, but I'm like, no, that's his name,
Right.
right?
Is it wrong to want to change my last name for the stage? I'm not.
Well, why? What
no
would
disrespect to my husband. He even told me to do
Well,
it.
your name is Tusi, right?
It was Tusi, and now it's Arnstein. But Arnstein,
I
they
think you
can't
should
ever get
go
it
by
right.
Tusi. You
No,
know, like
Tusi,
you know
they
the
all
Drake.
called me Tushy as a kid.
Yeah, the Drake song, Tusi.
I
You
don't
know,
know his
you know what's
song.
that?
I don't know his song.
Can you talk? No.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you can talk. You can ask.
There's the Drake.
You can ask
The
Ashley.
Drake.
Can you move the mic lower?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh
just
no!
block
Was
me.
it blocking the whole time?
Not the whole time. You moved it.
Oh,
There's that. Sorry.
Tussie?
Tusi.
Tusi
There's
slide.
like the Tusi slide. That's it.
It's
Yeah.
a 2 and a C.
Tusi. It's spelled like. Isn't it spelled like the Tusi
T-O-U-S-S-I-E.
slide?
It's spelled cute with the S-I-E. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
similar.
Well, I was called Tushy my whole
Tusi
life. Anyway, I
slide.
couldn't wait to be an A because, alphabetically,
Oh God.
T is all the way at the end.
Yeah, but you were done with school by the time you got your
but
A.
you still have. I didn't want to. My kids.
You're
all
not
that.
taking any more.
Anyway, so I was thinking of changing it. You know how Veronica Lake. I love a lake, so maybe Victoria Lake.
Victoria Lake,
I don't know.
and I'll be Talia Rivers.
Oh, after Joan,
Yeah, there you go.
you like the river and I like the lake.
Yeah,
Anyway,
there
so
you go.
I think that I'm going to change it
okay,
just for the stage.
and you got a house on the lake too.
I do.
Do you own it or you renting?
Yeah, I own
Oh,
it.
you own it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Victoria.
I know. I'm moving on up. And let me tell you something.
So
It
you
was
own-
a
you
struggle for 20 years.
No,
we
you
had-
don't. No, you don't.
Actually,
go,
15
you don't
years
gotta
we were
go
struggling.
There. You don't got to
Because
go
I did
there.
live in Hawaii on the
That's
ocean.
all right. You're doing financially better than me. That's fine.
That's
I
all
got
right.
no hate. Just
Yeah,
own
all
it.
right.
You got your Manhattan pad, and you got your lake house. That's fine.
my
I got
God.
my Great Neck house.
Listen,
I'm happy.
we're all good.
I rent.
We're all good.
I
We
rent.
both don't starve. Although I'd like to starve once in a while.
I
could
like
lose a
my
few
husband,
pounds.
even though he didn't find me a house on the
That's
lake
okay.
or the beach.
You're still younger than I am.
I still like.
You're younger than I am.
Maybe that's true. Maybe
I'm
I'll get
I'm
it.
55.
Maybe I'll get it.
You think I had
Yeah.
it at what's your age?
Yeah,
around?
younger than that.
Okay,
yeah.
so I didn't have it at
Still in
your
my
age.
40s, but
I
yeah,
didn't have it in my 40s.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
you-
I
I'm
just
sure you
started.
had a lot in
I
your
just
40s.
started in my 40s.
Your husband's a big deal in the jewelry business. I know because my
Right,
my
your brother-
Bukharian
Yes.
family is jewelry,
Yes.
and so remember we made that connection. My brother and father actually, they both know your husband. That
And
was
my,
wild.
And my son.
Oh, and your son. Oh, my brother
Sam.
says your son is such a nice
He's
guy.
such a nice guy.
So he's like such a good guy.
Thank you.
Yeah,
He
he's
really
working
is.
in the business.
Yes,
See, I know that
He really is
from
such a
my
nice guy.
brother.
There's no one who doesn't like him. Not one person. I've never
Wait,
met a
was
guy-
he the one that was
person.
dating the non-Jewish
Yes,
girl?
I only have one son. And
Oh, you have one son
two
and two daughters.
daughters, yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody likes your son.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So now
Did
you got to
hear
find
that?
him the right girl.
Yeah, exactly. If he was a pathetic little kid, I would have been like, all right, just do
Take
whatever-
him.
Yeah, just do whatever you have to do. But he's not. He's great, and he's
great.
a good catch.
That's what I hear.
So let's
oh,
go
I
get him
met him. I think I met him
Oh,
too.
really?
Your kids are all very personable.
Yes,
Like they talk to adults. They're not
Yes.
just
oh
like.
yeah, but I treated them like adults.
I mean, they're
as kids.
No, that's good.
when
they
they
have
were, I
good
mean, when they
social
were kids,
skills.
I treated them as adults.
They have like confident social
Thank you.
skills. I
Thank
noticed.
you.
I'm very observant.
Thank you.
On that front.
Yeah, well, I
Yes.
think a lot of comedians are observant.
Yeah.
Without
That's
without
true.
being
you have
observant.
to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's
know,
not even
know your crowd.
Yeah, but not even if you have observational jokes. Like even if you are not an observational comedian, you still have to have observational,
That's
tendencies.
true. Because you got to be aware. Yeah, it's true. I mean, so much of what we do
Yeah, just
is
to know the crowd, too.
feeling the room.
Right.
Right.
It's
So,
another superpower I have. I learned
Yeah.
to read people very well, and that's how I used to make sales, and that's how I got my
oh,
husband
to
to
be
marry
a good
me.
salesperson,
Yeah,
you really
it's a
gotta,
sale to get that man down the aisle. Let me tell you, they're not ready to go.
That's true.
Some of them are ready.
I did
Not
a
my
sales
husband
job on
wasn't.
my husband. The rabbi says I can't have sex.
Yeah. It's really good, actually. It's a really good strategy.
Such a good line. And it's like, wait, so you were married before? Yeah, but I'm so tight
Right.
because
Yeah,
the
I'm
rabbi
tight.
says
I'm sure you
I
love that
can't
word,
use
tight.
it. Tight. Every woman's got to be like, I don't know. I'm so tight. Be careful.
My husband didn't
Be
even believe I was a
careful.
virgin until I married him, till the wedding night.
Why? Because you're older. Because you're
I mean,
6
he was
years
like, "Oh wow,
older.
you really weren't lying."
Wait, you were 27 when you lost your virginity?
No, I was 29. It's right before my birthday. A few weeks before my
Oh
birthday.
my God. That's
So shout out to anybody who's trying to get a man. Just don't sleep with him. Stop
Wow.
being a whore. No, I'm
I
kidding.
can't believe that. I
Be a whore, I
thought
don't
guys
care.
get really freaked out when they meet girls in their 20s.
They might.
You know, because then they don't want the responsibility.
Right. They don't want.
Of
I
being-
used to say I'm not a car to test drive.
Ah!
But not every man goes for that. But I
No, not. I.
But
could
you don't
see
always
that's
get a
not, That's
third
not
date.
one of our good lines.
Well,
I
you
don't
don't have
think.
a third date. You don't have a third date a lot when you stay into that, that way of life.
Right. Wow. Good for you.
Because I was brought up that way. It was
You
just
knew
like,
you were a prize.
at 24 years old, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this now because now it'll be traumatic at this point. I'm just going to wait till I get married. Hopefully, if it was beyond 30, I think I would have
You
given
would
in
have just said.
because I didn't want to be a freak.
I think I have a friend.
After 30,
Yeah.
I think you're done.
I have a friend that it never happened for her in college, and then she's in her 20s. I think she's in her 40s. I think she's never.
It was painful though by the end. I think it's because I was waiting so long. It was painful, and I was like,
Oh, you mean
this
physically?
is it?
You're saying actually painful. Oh, is that right?
yeah, I was like,
I
this
don't
is
remember.
it.
I don't even
You don't remember your first?
No.
Wow.
Well, I know it was with my first husband. I don't have a clear memory of
Really?
when we did it, where we did it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have remembered.
I
that.
remember the pain, like that. It was a very unique, like sensation.
I'm
So
wondering
I
if
do
the guy
remember
that's
that.
behind the desk
I
right
do.
here is in pain right now.
No,
Listening
because
to
it
this.
was a unique sensation of pain that I didn't expect and I never had before and then never had again.
Right.
So I do remember that. And I think I remember it was in our marital abode,
Oh,
the first apartment that I ever,
yeah.
lived in Manhattan. But that's all I remember. I don't remember the whole
Right, experience.
of
Oh, wow,
it.
that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I have no idea when the 15 minutes before the hour is coming, but maybe you do. It's soon?
You're good.
Oh, good. Because I wanted to do the questions and
am I
answers.
boring you?
No, not at all. No, Ask a Bitch is that segment that
Yeah.
I wanted to do, and,
Oh, okay.
and I wanted to have time for that.
Yeah.
So with comedy, because I'd love to talk comedy.
Yeah,
I
let's
I
do
love
it.
talking comedy.
Me
Comedy is
too.
one of my favorite topics
Yeah.
that I can't talk about with my husband, by the way. He will not talk about it. Even if it's a business question. He's like, I don't want to
Yeah, but that's fine.
find
I mean,
someone else to talk to.
But let's say he's into skiing or golf. Do you want to hear about that?
Yes,
Oh, you
I
do?
always did, and that's how I got into running. He was a runner, and I was like, well, if I want my husband to notice me, I'm just gonna have to run.
Oh, that's
So that's what
cute.
I did. I know I'm a loser, a sucker, but then I
Loser.
ended up loving running. So then I was like, I don't need to talk to you about it anymore. But I don't
Okay.
need your attention anymore. But I also matured. But comedy he can't talk about it.
He's
he
not
rarely
he
goes
doesn't
to a
have the
show.
interest.
He
is that it?
micromanages if he comes to my show. He's like, well, that person's funny. That person's. I said, stop
Ah.
talking. Stop talking. I don't want to hear it. I don't
That's
want to know.
funny.
You don't. He's like, comedy's dead. I'm like, comedy's booming. You don't know anything
Yeah,
about
no,
comedy.
it really is.
He knows about business. He doesn't know about comedy. He doesn't know the comedy
Right.
business.
Okay, so then you don't need him.
He's also not into the entertainment world at all. He thinks
Okay.
all entertainment world. But then he'll laugh at a clip that I send him. I'm like, doesn't it feel good to laugh? Doesn't it feel good, honey?
You said he laughed at my Cantor Pishy clips. I haven't done those.
because I when we sit in bed together,
Yeah.
right before we go to sleep, we will look at our phones and I'm like, you got to see this. You got to see this. That's how everybody did, right? I don't know. if
That's
I'm the
so
only-
true.
That's what we do before we go to sleep. We say,
Check this out. Oh, that's so
we look
cute.
it up. Yeah.
I don't do that with my husband. I should.
But we're both kind of like in the acting and singing world, right? Because you sing and you act. Same with me.
Yes, not currently, but yes.
Right, but you have it in your...
I have the background.
Right, you have the background, but you also do some skits and sketches.
Oh, yeah, I just
Yeah.
did a sketch.
You have
actually.
wigs and all that
Yeah,
stuff. You
I
become
love
a
that.
blonde. I do too.
Yeah.
So I was an actor before I was able to even talk. I was an actor. I'm an
Okay.
actor. I'm an actress and a singer, and that's what I do way before comedy. But I noticed that with the sketches that you're doing, it's another outlet, right?
For me,
you.
you're saying my
Yeah,
sketches?
That is for me too.
Is it an outlet? Is that why I'm doing it? I think it's maybe started out that way, and then it was really a way for me to express myself like creatively, and I'd have No, here's what it was. I'd have these ideas of comedy, like comedic things that just didn't translate into stand-up. And I
Right.
felt like a funnier way to get them out was to, because I always
That
did
is true.
characters.
Yeah.
That was like my thing in college.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
loved doing it. And then I realized with social media really being the way you gotta constantly post stuff, it was a way to not burn all my stand-up material. If I could do stuff as a character and just post that.
Even
then
as a cartoon, it could be a cartoon
that's
sketch.
true. But I'm not like so tech savvy to make cartoons.
No, if someone else could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about a lot of the things that I do write for stand-up could be sketches. And I think I'm a sketch writer more than I am a stand-up writer because I'm starting to really feel that way of life right now, the
Okay.
sketch comedy. What I want the sketch comedies to do is to translate into ticket sales to do
Well,
for
yeah.
me to do stand-up.
Of
Some people don't
course.
care about that. But that's
Right.
what I would like to
Who
do.
wouldn't care? I mean,
Well, I know a comedian in Hawaii that was like, he was at my open mics. I met him. He was only in it 4 or 5 years, but COVID hit, and he started putting out all these sketch comedies during
Oh.
COVID on TikTok, and all of a sudden he blew up, and now he sells at arenas.
wow.
So, some people, there's a need for it, and sometimes it's an avenue just to get people just to watch you. Do you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
That's
right,
what I
right.
find.
yeah.
And I sacrifice my looks a lot because I have to play a liberal and I have to not wear makeup. And a
Uh-oh.
lot of it, I know it's not me.
It's funny. I don't know. For me, it sort of escalated into this, like doing collabs and, like, whereas if I do a gig, I'll just get like money. But if I do a collab, I get paid in stuff. So like I have a fridge full of beef jerky. I got like kosher weed brownies.
Yeah.
I got, this outfit I'm wearing is from a clothing store that I did the collab with. I got gluten-free bagels, so I'm just like,
See, look, you're
but
like
I'm like, what happened? I used to work for money.
it's like
now,
Little House on the Prairie.
now I'm just
for a
working
chicken.
for
You can
stuff.
get to Doc Baker to look at you.
I'll take anything.
But you have a lawyer's background. We should
Yeah.
mention that I have no.
That's true.
have
I
no
did. I used to
background
be a lawyer.
like that, but you're a lawyer,
hmm
so you're still a lawyer,
Yeah.
I-
I mean, I haven't practiced
right?
in years.
What kind of
but-
law was it?
Well, I did Chapter 11, corporate bankruptcies.
Okay, so
Yeah.
is that how you know Syrians? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know, right? It should be.
Anyway, shout out. I love my community. Anyway, just wondering also with that,
Yeah.
with the whole transition, of course, a lot of lawyers, believe it or not, become stand-up comics. I don't know how it's.
Yeah, there's
It's
quite
possible.
there's a
Yeah,
few,
there's a few.
for sure.
Yeah.
The best, I think, being Greg Giraldo. Rest in peace.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a certain like cadence or pattern that you guys have that I'm a little jealous of.
Or
School
we're-
teachers have it too.
Okay.
You memorize better.
Is
My
that right?
problem is
Okay.
memorizing. I could memorize,
Right.
but I have more of a difficult. Like I need bullet points. If you just told me the bullet point of the topic of the joke,
But that's how I do it. I
yes,
call it
but
talking points.
I wish
but
I could look at one. Because I lose myself on
oh.
stage, and I would just look like
gotta,
if I just look at
memorize
Hawaii,
the
I know the
bullet
joke. If I
points.
just look at cashier, I'll know the joke.
Right.
But-
Right.
But my set list looks like I could.
So
You
you're
know,
saying memorizing the set list is the problem.
that's a problem,
Okay.
especially in a row. Like the pattern that where it ends up.
Okay.
Because you want it to flow,
Right.
and you want it to make sense from the other joke to one joke
Right,
to
right.
another.
Putting the set list together. I always think of it. It's like a puzzle. Like where does each bit
But
fit?
right before the stage, I get like, oh, I'm not going to do that joke. Another comic
no,
did a
you
joke.
can't do that.
But I do, because if another comic did it, I'm not doing it.
Oh,
Or if I
that's
read the
another
crowd,
story.
I'm like, they're not going to like that joke at all.
Right. So you
And
recalibrate.
So
in
now
your
I'm
head.
recalibrating, and now I freeze when I get up there. Sometimes
Mm.
I'm like, what am I gonna? And then sometimes I fall back on an old joke that I know,
Right.
only because I know it. And
That's
I'm
okay.
like, yeah, but I know it's okay, but it's not what I wanted to do.
Mm.
So I'm like, oh, you're such a sellout. Like I'll tell myself that while I'm on stage. In my head, I'm like, you're such an idiot. Why'd you do that joke? You didn't want to do that joke. You did that joke because you didn't know what else to say. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll be like freezing up there, and I'll be like, so thank you so much for coming, just to
Oh,
give
yeah, yeah.
myself something else to say while
I've
I'm up
done
on
that.
stage
I've done
without
that.
freezing.
I have like forgotten what I want to say next, and then I know I'm like I need to buy time, so I'll be like, by the way, you guys came out in the rain tonight.
Yeah, give it up for
we
yourself.
having fun? Like, are we having fun
Yeah,
yet?
yeah,
All right,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then like
Yeah.
I'll be like, then I'll go into
you're
the next
lucky.
thing.
Sometimes I
Yeah.
don't go into that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I actually tell the audience I have memory problems. I really don't know where was
Oh
I.
gosh,
Where
Oh,
was
I've
I?
never done
and
that.
someone would
Yeah.
tell me where I was. which was even
Oh,
funnier.
they do that. Sometimes they'll shout
They're
out.
like, you said you were at whore. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
there
right.
you go.
That's
You're a
right.
filthy,
That's right. That's right.
filthy, dirty whore.
Yeah. So 2 things I want to bring up: that you don't have a manager. You actually manage yourself.
I
right?
have.
You have people. You have feelers.
I
out
do
there.
have some,
but you do most of
management.
the stuff yourself, which is impressive.
The private events. Yeah,
Very impressive. You get word of mouth, and also you book your own things a lot.
A lot.
And because of that, I was very impressed with that because that's not an easy thing to do.
Well, thank you.
I
Well,
do
the
my
lawyer
own too, which is why I
background,
don't. Yeah, I do my own too, which is why I'm not working that much. You're more of a hustler. You're out there.
It's a lot of word of mouth. I really don't. I mean, it's funny. I look at some of these guys and I'm like, how does he have so many dates? Like, what is like? And then I'll talk to
They
him,
have
and he
managers.
tells me, no, like they make a lot of. They get on the phone every day.
Oh, really? It's a hustle every day.
It's a hustle, and I don't really do that. I don't really
You
reach
can't
out.
have pride in this business either.
It's not even pride. Like
Should I call them? Should I ask
like
them
someone
if
who
I could
I did a
audition?
gig for, let's say 2-3 years ago. Like I should probably be in touch every year and check in. How you doing? You know, happy Rosh
Yeah, because
Hashanah,
even
whatever.
as a booker or a producer,
just
I don't
know.
remember everybody.
Sometimes I do. Like I feel like I'm in touch with so many people on social media, and if somebody LOLs at something, and I'm like, oh, I did a gig for her, I'll make sure to
Yeah,
be
it's
like,
a
oh,
memory
hey,
thing.
how you
I'm
doing?
telling you.
But I don't sit around and be like, you know what, I want to do a tour. I want to go to Ohio, Tennessee, and do all that, and then like call a bunch of JCCs or whatever. Like people do that.
So you have
I don't
more of
do
a
that.
you have a more of a niche where you're doing Jewish humor, or you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot
I'm
of
more
Jewish
of
humor.
mainstream.
Yeah, the clubs. I mean, I work the clubs, and that definitely keeps me sharp.
There was a manager that told me, "Don't do the Jewish thing," and I was like, "Don't do it. It's part of me."
It's money, though.
But it's not that I'm pigeonholing myself. Like I'm not doing that, but I will mention that I'm Jewish because it is a part of me. If I was
Sure.
Italian, I'd mention that too. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to say I'm not Jewish. I mean, it's pretty obvious when I get on stage anyway.
Right.
You
Right.
know, and I'm proud of it.
I mean, I do.
Although I did say I was going to change my last name, but I'm not
There you go. No,
on stage.
I mean, like I do a bunch of theater shows that have multiple comics on it, and those will have great crowds, and they're not Jewish shows, so that's always fun. Like those local theater.
Right.
So I feel like I have a nice mix of the private. Like just yesterday, I did a show for it was like the Jewish Genealogy Association of Long Island.
Mm.
And it was a beautiful catered event, and they had this guy Arthur Kurzweil. He's apparently like the biggest Jewish genealogist in the country, and he spoke, and it was actually fascinating. He pointed out how, I'll just tell you this because I know you'll appreciate it, but like genealogy is so important that during the Shemona Esrei, what's the first thing that we say? You know, shoot. Whatever.
Avram Yitzchak Yaakov.
There you go.
It's a good thing we have a from guy.
Avram
Orthodox
Yitzchak
guy sitting and
Yaakov.
doing this.
Our that's who we're related to. This is who I am. Those are my ancestors, right?
Right.
So that's how important it is to know who you are. It's the first thing in our prayer. So anyway, so then you get a sense of what type of crowd was
Right.
there
Right.
for me to do comedy. So I was so happy because then I had such a great show. And it's
That's
funny, it
great.
was I felt like I had this set that I curated, and I do it the night before. I'll think, okay, I'm doing
How long
30
was the
minutes,
set? Oh,
30
30,
minute
yeah.
set. And I
Nice
did some
size.
genealogy jokes. I wrote like just jokes about 23andMe and stuff like that. Everything hit. And I was so happy because so many times I'll do a gig and I'm like, why did I throw that bit in? It didn't really make
You
sense
didn't-
for that.
You didn't work it
But
out yet
this
either.
one, it was like I
Right.
carefully curated
That's
it. I
great.
put in the
What a
time,
feeling.
and it really
Do you
worked.
have a video of it?
So it was great. It's funny. I usually take my own. I just let them. They have it.
That's
I can
good.
get it.
Yeah, video is so important. That's how I learn everything and on how
I
to
watch
get better.
myself
Yeah.
back, and I
I
always
could
say,
watch myself. Some people can't. I love watching myself.
I don't enjoy
I like
it,
myself
but
a
I
lot.
do it.
No,
You
I
do
like
like
it.
yourself
Yeah, I do.
a lot.
Yeah.
We
No,
should
it's
all
true.
learn from you.
No, I really. The
I hate
name of my
watching
book is Impress
myself.
Yourself. No, but I really do have that confidence. I think I like myself a lot more than people like me, and it's fine. I'm not delusional, but I really do truly like my humor.
Oh my God, I feel the
Sometimes
opposite.
I think that things are going to hit, and I'm like, oh, why did that video do well? I didn't love that.
Oh, that's
but
so
that video
funny.
didn't do well. That's the one I really love, which really kind of annoys me. But
Well,
I give
yeah.
them what they want. I give them what they want.
It is so funny. Like sometimes I'll post something because I'm like, I just need something to post. I know this one
Right,
isn't
right,
that
right,
great, but I
right,
haven't
right.
posted in a while.
And then that one does well.
And that
I
one does
know,
great. And
I
the one
know.
I was excited to post,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
thank you,
Or
next.
if I just throw on the,
You
the
know?
camera, and I only do one take. I really just do one take. And because I'm doing
Oh,
different
you're
characters.
saying when you do a sketch?
Yeah, when I
one
do a
take.
sketch comedy, I just do one take. It's
Okay.
maybe two the most. But I just put it out there. Sometimes I
Yeah.
shouldn't just do one take. And I'm like, ah. And that's the one that does well.
Oh, well,
So
that's good.
This is what I wanted to talk to you before we do our segment of
Yeah.
Ask a Bitch. And I kept thinking about it in my head because I forget stuff. I wanted to ask you about featuring and opening for people.
Okay.
Now, featuring, for those of you who don't know what that is, it means you're doing a longer set. There's an opener, then a feature, then a headliner that's closing out the show. So there's an opener, a middle, and an end. Sometimes it's a guest spot too. But I find that featuring for someone gives you kind of a leg up, but also
I love featuring.
I love featuring too, and I do like opening and saying that I have that credit. I love that.
Okay.
And I love that I have the same crowd that I would normally want for myself.
Right.
Here's the thing that I don't love. I've seen some amazing headliners, and I'm not going to mention them, and I'm not going to mention the features, and I couldn't wait for the feature to get off the stage because I wasn't there for them.
Oh.
So that was my thing, and I'm like, yeah, I love doing it because there's so much you could say. First of all, you get good credit. You featured for and opened for Elon Gold, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And that's a really good thing to have as your credit, even just to say it.
Okay.
And people already, put you in a different level. I think.
Right. That they see
I
you
think.
as like, wow, you're like so professional.
Because why would
you know?
anybody? Why would a major headliner be okay with you opening for them and featuring for them if you weren't so great? You know what I mean? So that also they show that they have confidence in you,
Okay.
which is also
wow,
really
you really
good.
think about it. I don't
Yeah.
even think. I don't. Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
so.
But
I'm legit.
yeah.
Somebody likes me.
And so now my hustle is I ask people if I could feature for them. You
Okay.
know, like I would love
Yeah.
to feature for you.
Good for
Because
you.
I need really good clips. I need a good crowd.
Yeah.
The crowd's usually on the same page as I am, humor wise. Those are the people that I usually go after. The comics that have the same crowd.
Same sensibility.
Right. So
same
Elon
here.
and you
Of
would have the
course.
same crowd.
Oh my God.
Right.
So much. Yeah.
Right. And so that's where
He kills me.
so you have that going for you. Also, you get a new audience because you wouldn't have gotten that on your own, right? Maybe you would have.
Right.
But
A good-
because
a
Elon
good
has such a
big
major
percentage, like,
yeah,
it would be
because
through
he has
him.
such a major following.
Oh yeah.
And he went mainstream on Curb Your Enthusiasm, all that
Right.
stuff. He gets a new audience every time.
Yeah.
And so he's popular in the Jewish world. He's like the new Jackie Mason as far
Yeah.
as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
So that's a really good thing to have. Now, but on the other side of that is like, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. But you do headline and you have specials out. I'm just saying for some features, they get stuck at feature and they don't get onto that next level of headlining and all that stuff because they're not, because that's not where the customer or the crowd is not really there for them. They'll remember them. I featured for Yochai Sponder. Shout out to him. He's amazing. And a couple of times. But
I'd love to feature for him.
Yeah. But I'm thinking to myself when I sometimes when I'm not, of course, he's doing amazingly, but they're not. I'll make fun of myself on stage. I'm like, you aren't here for this, bitch. I know you aren't. You're like, get the hell off the stage. I rushed out of here, with my wife, and we got into a whole argument. And I say that on stage. I'm like, I know. All of you are just like, you argued on your way to here. And you're like, well, who's this bitch on stage?
Do they laugh?
Yeah, but I got here for nothing. What was I rushing for? Where the hell's the real comedian?
No, it depends on the show.
It depends on them, and also you have to warm them up too. But
Yeah.
I've seen personally features that weren't somebody that I wanted to see. I'm like, when do they get? I look at
So
my
it
watch.
wasn't
Like,
well
when are they
received.
getting off the stage? They're
Right.
good. People are laughing. I'm not.
I think when you go to a theater show, there's an expectation
It
that
was a
there's going to
theater
be
show.
a lineup before the main act. But I think like if you're at a private event where maybe it's a dinner or it's like a theater and a condominium
Sometimes a feature
clubhouse,
could actually outshine the headline.
that's rare if
That
you're
does
talking
happen.
about a headline that everyone's so excited.
right.
Maybe like more of a no-name headline that
I
could
think
happen.
at a club. If you're at a
Yeah.
club and there's a headliner and then there's a feature or somebody
Yeah.
that happens to do a spot beforehand,
Right.
sometimes they steal the show. And a lot of comics won't book a very funny comedian. Maybe that's why I'm not getting booked that much. No, I'm kidding.
Hey,
No,
now,
I'm
there you
kidding. I'm
go.
kidding. But I'm just
I
saying
love
that
the confidence.
I'm kidding though. But I'm just saying that a lot of headliners will not pick a good enough feature because they want to outshine them. That does happen a lot. That's
Yeah.
an insecure headliner though.
Right. Sure.
That's
yeah.
not a smart headliner, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It launches from the opener. A good host.
Right. You want
You
it.
want it to take off. It's a real pilot.
Exactly.
It's a real pilot.
It is.
That MC is a pilot, as far as I'm concerned. If that's not taking off in the beginning,
Right.
people lag. They get very upset. They
You want to. I think
it
MC.
puts too much pressure on the next comic too.
I think it's a job that's taken for granted.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are like, "Oh, like the weakest comic on the show, he can just host it." But I don't think
No,
that's a good
I
way.
disagree.
Some people
Yeah.
do see it that way,
Yeah.
but I think
You wanna launch
other
that
people
baby.
realize, because I think
I'm
to
gonna
be
do
a
the
strong
segment.
headliner,
Yeah.
you have to, like, a headliner is a host and a feature. Like, you're all
Headliner
of it.
is a host and a feature.
You know, because
yes.
if you're a headliner, you've done plenty of shows where
Yeah.
somebody introduces
Yeah.
you and you just come out.
Yeah.
So you're warming them up, you're doing the MC job, and then when you feel you know them a little, now you're getting into some of your A material, and then you're doing a whole hour, so you're going
Right.
to slip in some other things. Now you're featuring, and now you're going to close really strong, so you're the headliner.
Yeah, but I do believe that a lot of comics should do MC work way before they
Oh
get
my God,
to
I
feature.
MC'd for 2 years straight almost every night at Greenwich.
Wow.
That's how I cut my teeth.
Yeah, that's great.
Doing
you see,
that.
I was in Hawaii where we did longer sets, but we did less of them. So we didn't have that kind
That's
of
hard. I had it was like 12 minutes every
That's
night.
great. That's great.
Yeah, I loved that. I'm telling you, that's where I think
I didn't
a lot
get
of my
that.
confidence comes from.
That's
Like, I
great.
know I could just get on stage and turn a group of people into an audience.
Right, and you're doing crowd work too.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, we have reached the time in the
Let's do
podcast
it.
of Ask a Bitch, where you guys wrote in. Thank you so much for writing in, and please write more. I won't mention your names unless you want me to, but I won't mention your names. And here are some of the questions that you guys asked. We'll answer them as best as we can, right?
Yeah.
Or as worst as we can. Maybe that's more fun.
Or as
All
funny
right.
as we can.
My husband of 2 years won't quit smoking, and he started after we got married. Help. That's all she wrote.
When
Unless
did he
it's a guy, I don't know.
Wait, when did he start smoking?
2 years. Well, I don't know. My husband of 2 years won't quit smoking. He started after we got married.
Oh, he started after we. Oh, that's tough.
I mean, if it's a cigar, I don't mind. I don't
man.
mind.
Oh,
But
so-
a cigarette, that's tough.
That's
like
that's tough because if
changing a religion.
No, if he's exactly. I was saying if he started before the marriage, then you got to accept it. But that's like becoming religious.
Yeah.
Being Shomer
Yeah.
Shabbat,
Yeah,
and
it's
you're
like, how do
like,
I do-
I like going
First of all,
out
it's like
Friday
kissing
nights.
an ashtray.
That's so weird. Maybe he's really stressed out about something. Find
Right,
out
yeah.
like the reason.
Give
like,
him a lobotomy.
yeah.
to tell you. Next question.
I don't know. I can't
couldn't
even
deal with
kiss
it.
somebody.
No, my husband's an ex-smoker and never knew him when he smoked, so
Wow.
thank God. But
Oh, that's a
he was on Mount
teenager.
Everest though, and then recently he went on Ahmed Ablam in Nepal, and he smoked. He said he didn't inhale it, but he put it in his mouth because the Sherpas had them in his mouth in their mouth, and he did it for the segment in the picture. But honestly, I was like, when he came home, I'm like, "What are you kidding? You smoked?" He goes, "No, it was just for the camera."
No, good for him.
But it's scary because there's an addiction. He could have gotten back into it. I don't know what to tell you, girlfriend. I wouldn't be okay with it. But anyway, you threaten him. I don't know. Just tell him you're going to do something that he doesn't like. All right. My husband of 8 years goes to karate and takes it too seriously. He thinks he's a black belt and he can't get past the yellow after 3 years. He
Right.
looks ridiculous, and I keep telling him to find another hobby. Well, I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
Let
yeah.
him-
So what?
Let him be delusional.
Yeah, exactly.
cares?
But yellow belt after 3 years. Yeah, it's
it's a
kind
long-
of pathetic.
yeah.
Yeah. How long can you be like, go, honey?
Yeah.
Good for you, honey.
Yeah. Well, maybe
Yeah.
you don't have to be a support. My husband doesn't support me in comedy.
Well, there you go.
You know, if
Just
he's
it's-
enjoying it, let him enjoy it.
Yeah, I would make
I
sure
don't know.
that
I'm sure you don't do everything great either.
Although
but
I would make sure that really is what he's doing.
if he has money, let it
It's like,
happen.
yeah, I'm still a yellow belt after 3 years.
If he has
Okay.
money, then let it happen. Right. Maybe he just pees on it. That's why it's yellow.
I hope that's all.
Maybe he's really a white belt.
I hope that's all he's
Ash
peeing
is
on,
cracking up.
but-
He has no idea where I'm going to go next. My dad keeps coming over, and my husband of 2 years keeps hanging with him and forgets about me. It bothers me.
That's
Well, I don't know. I'd be
amazing.
like, you know what? Who
He
cares?
loves your dad.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
It's not like they're in bed together. You'll meet your husband in bed later.
There you
know,
go.
that's it. Have
Bide
some
your
wine and
time.
shut up and go shopping. All right. I just started dating this lady, and she is, I like how he said lady. He must be older. I just started dating this lady, and she is so
Lady.
great, but she doesn't know how to be around my friends. How can I tell her and not care, but I do?
She doesn't know how. Well, then you can coach her.
Yeah.
Tell her like, hey, don't
just don't bring your friends around.
Don't
Just
be
do-
so worried. Just be yourself, and just say, hey, what's up? This one, this guy likes this guy likes that. Yeah, you got to bring your girl with your friends.
Dating for 2 years? That's a
That's
long
a long time.
Next question. My girlfriend of 2 years is starting to talk about kids, and we're not even married yet. I feel like all she needs me for is to have kids. Well, you're a baby machine. I'm sorry, mister. You got to leave some deposits later.
Figure out what you want.
This is what women want. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's
know.
like, I mean, is it so hard to
Women
understand?
want babies.
Some don't. Maybe that's who you should go out with. All right, next. My mother doesn't like my girlfriend, and I'm in love, but I see why she doesn't like her. She's a bit on the trampy side.
Okay.
But she has a good heart and looks after me. We're dating for 5 years. That's a long time.
The mom's going to have to let go.
Yeah, let go.
Yeah.
You can't compete with
tramp.
You can't
compete with
tramp.
that.
Can't.
She's good in bed.
Yep. She's
Sorry.
got a better mouth than you do,
Mom's
Missy.
out of luck.
Yep. Sorry, lady. Anyway, that was for you, Guy.
Yeah.
I want to get married and have a career, but this is the last one.
Okay.
I want to get married and have a career, but my boyfriend wants me to quit. I'm a dancer and I have to go on the road so much. He told me to teach a dancing class nearby instead and then have kids and focus on our own kids and eventually. It's kind of like a comic.
Yeah,
that
that
is
is actually. He's not being unreasonable.
No, he's not.
She has to decide what she wants. If she
Right.
wants this dancing career or to...
You can't have it all.
Yeah, can't have it all.
You really can't have it all.
If she
Which is
wants
why
kids,
I'm also not a successful comedian yet because I really do
trying to
hold
have it
back.
all?
I really do hold back. No, because
How?
my
How do you
husband
hold
doesn't.
back?
Because my husband's not a comedian and he's not into the community.
Right.
He thinks of it as a hobby. So to make this into a career, that would mean, I'm going to go away for the weekend on the
Right.
road. I'm going to keep going on the road.
So you don't
See,
do
I'd
that.
rather have a residency locally in New York so that I could, or nearby New York,
Right.
that I could go to and then still come home at night
Create
and have
it.
a relationship.
I'll join you.
Huh?
It's a create it. I'll join you.
Right, and maybe I'll have to do my own club or something like that. Because
Oh my God,
honestly,
you'd be so great at
I'd be
running
that
a
good
club.
at that, right?
You
Because
really
she's been on
would.
my shows, and I will say I will take that as a compliment because you've been on my show. You've seen me produce good shows.
Yeah, always.
So, thank you. And so I think I but it's a big expense and a big
Oh,
big
is
headache.
it?
Well, to have your own club. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant just to run your own shows. Oh,
Running
to
my own
actually
shows I
have
could
your
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, to actually have your own club. Well, you could start out with just having a room.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Yeah.
See how good you are at getting like the email list
Yeah.
and return customers, or what do they do? Like the Google ads,
Right.
that the tourists see it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like being married again. It's like another commitment.
It is. It is actually.
But I love comedy so much. It always boils down to
Aw.
the same thing. I always love comedy. I just love it.
Did you always, or did it become a
I always
hobby,
wanted to do it.
like late?
I always wanted to do it from
You
my
always-
first HBO special of Howie Mandel and Wendy
so when you were a
Liebman.
kid.
Yes, like my teen years, I wanted to do it. That's when I wanted to do it. But I
wanted to
was
do
like, how does
stand-up.
anyone do stand up?
Interesting.
But I was in community plays where I was funny. I had funny roles.
Okay.
And I got people to laugh, and I liked that feeling.
Right.
And I love to laugh, and so I
Yeah.
used to go to comedy clubs on my own and just
Oh.
sit in the back and laugh. And I also used to go to when I was in the comedic role. Also, when I was working in a jewelry store, every time I made them laugh, I made a sale. Like, what was that
Oh.
connection? So that was a good
Oh,
feeling.
that's
also.
cool.
And also, I used to visit the sick people in hospitals, and I used to make them laugh. I used to lead a group for Bikor Cholim, and I used
Okay.
to teach how to, how to even visit the sick.
Oh, wow.
So because there's an art to it, like you can't just go in.
Really?
Yeah, you
Oh, I
can't.
didn't know
First of all, you
that.
can't touch them, but you got to also show them that they're not missing out.
Why
Like,
can't you hold their hand?
you can't touch them because you could be sick. You could be,
Oh,
And so they would be like wanting to hold my hand. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, you don't want to hold my hand. You don't know
Oh,
where
gee.
you don't know where my hand
Right.
has been.
Yeah. Seriously.
So I would make them laugh, but I wasn't a
Ashkenaz
comedian
husband.
back then.
Right.
So I would make them laugh, and I would, also back then, I thought as a Jewish woman, Syrian woman, no one's going to marry me if I was a comedian. That was my first.
So you,
that was my first
so you
hesitation.
stayed away.
And also, it was like I was nervous because also I lived in Brooklyn and the city. I was living in the city at that point with my mom and her husband, but I was afraid to do like the open mics were at 2 a.m.
Really?
You know what I mean?
That
like,
late?
wasn't. Yeah, they would.
Huh.
It was like a Tuesday at 2 a.m.
Oh,
after
gee.
the shows,
Oh, that's
after the
nuts.
late night shows.
No,
I'm like, I
that's too
can't live
late.
like that.
Even
That's not.
midnight is too late.
Yeah, that's not. And I didn't know what to say or anything. So I took a class only because my husband said in the middle of nowhere, he goes, you're really funny. 10, 15 years into my marriage. He goes, you'd be really good at stand-up. I
Oh
go,
my God.
what? And I never told
I
him.
thought he's all unsupportive.
No, but he thought it'd be like a fun thing to do or get me out of the house. But I
Right.
didn't know if he was I was like, I never told him that. that I wanted to do.
Oh, wow.
So I ended up taking a class and not learning much from the class, but it got
Right.
me exposed to it.
Right.
And I also
I did that too.
and he didn't want to see it. He's like, "Oh my God, what if you stink?" I'm like, "I don't care.
Right.
I don't care. It's fine. I'm
you're
gonna laugh at
just
this."
doing it.
It's like being at a dinner party. I was always funny at a dinner party, so why
Okay.
not just do this in a bigger setting, like
Right. Well,
or for 5 or 4 people? I don't care.
Getting a room full of strangers to laugh is not the same as friends at a dinner party.
No, not friends at
but
a dinner
you can
party.
learn it.
No, not friends. I was also funny with people that I never knew at a dinner party. Like
Okay.
if I was at a party and I didn't know these people, I would make them laugh, and they really liked me back because of it. So that connection was made already. That if you make someone laugh,
Yeah.
you're in.
Yes, that
That's
is
right.
true.
That's
that is
why
actually
I do it.
true.
That's why I do
That's true.
it. I love to laugh. I love
Aw.
to laugh so much, and
Me
I love
too.
making people laugh. And I was
the best.
asked also to come back to the hospitals after COVID. You can't really do it, but I was asked to come back all the time. Could you come back? I'm
Oh,
like, oh, look at you,
wow.
look at you. You're getting weighted on hand and foot. You don't get this at home. They would love it. They would love that I was making them laugh.
It's really nice you did the
so
portfolio.
I think it's a very important thing that all people visit people that are less fortunate or whatever. It really puts
That's a good
things in
reminder,
perspective.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it puts things into perspective for you and for them.
I think I'm going to do that.
We'll
For
go
Rosh
together.
Hashanah. We're in Elul. I think this would be a good time. I feel a need to do
More volunteer work.
something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that
All
up.
right. I hope that we inspired you today. We're going to wrap this up, and if you want to plug anything,
Yes. Well, we've talked about
anyone.
we've talked about my videos online. So I'd say the best way to find me is follow me at Talia Reese Comic on Instagram, YouTube. I also have a podcast called The Tea Room with Talia
You
Reese.
just started that, right?
Yeah, I've got
Congrats.
almost 10 episodes
Nice.
in. And so, yeah, at Talia Reese, spelled like Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, TALIA Reese Comic. And that's YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
There you go.
Thank you.
We're going to wrap this up. You can find me on Victoria Makes You Laugh on Instagram and wifesabitch.com. Write in, please. I'd love to answer all your questions. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care.